Thanks for joining me after the game at Anfield on the 16th of Feb 2025, where it finished Liverpool 2, Wolves 1, but that score doesn't tell the story. Well, first off, the starting 11 was almost identical to the team that beat Villa, except for João Gomez was returning after a one-match suspension for his sending off against Arsenal, and he replaced the unfortunate Bellegarde. But having said that, the starting 11 consisted of an all-international lineup. Every player was either a current or not too long ago international player. And the first half, it was a bit frustrating because I thought, from my observations, I thought that Wolves matched Liverpool, and it was very frustrating because they kept all the niggly tugging of Wolves players, especially on João Gomez, and dirty diving, which eventually culminated in them getting a second penalty. A first penalty. But you could see why our manager got booked for frustration, because Liverpool seemed to be getting away with all the tugs on the Wolves players, and every time any of our players went near any of theirs, they seemed to go rolling around, and the referee gave them the free kick. But we mustn't forget that we were playing against the until recently, the runaway leads of the Premier, and they've been 10 points clear before this game. It was down to 4, but now back up to 7, and they romped their Champions League qualifying, apart from losing the last match. So we mustn't underestimate the task that was ahead of us. But I thought the first half we matched them, and we defended against the set pieces very well. We survived them all. But having said that, in the first minute, they took a short corner, and after a couple of passes, Alexander-Arnold, he fluffed a shot. He was unmarked from the edge of the area, so that should have been a warning to us. And in the 14th minute, their goal was very fortunate because there was they had a break, but it came off our defender Totti Gomez. He was attempting to clear it with his swinger, his right foot, but it deflected into the path of Luis Diaz, and it trickled in agonisingly past Agbadou. And in the 17th minute, Cunha, he brought down a pass superbly, but he was thwarted by the last defender, Konate. But Doherty was booked for protesting against the persistent diving and fouling as well. If I was playing, I think I would have probably been frustrated as well. And again, the penalty. I've been in the ground, and they say the crowd often sing, if it was us, you'd send him off or whatever. But again, on the penalty, 35 minutes, you could say, if it was us, it would have been disallowed, because I don't know how Luis Diaz got away with pushing Agbadou. He spun him, pushed him, tugged him, spun him, and threw into the area. Yes, there was contact between the keeper, but it was a clear dive, and you can see why they gave it from that respect, but it should have been pulled back before then, especially because they've got VAR, they've got no excuse, but it was a clear foul. Even Jamie Redknapp, ex-Liverpool player, in the studio, he'd admitted as much, but why was it allowed? It was a blatant foul on Agbadou, so that's a gripe. And the keeper, there was contact, so from there, but it shouldn't have been got that far. And Salah did what Salah does. The side doesn't usually put it down the middle, but he did on that occasion, and it went in 2-0 at half time. Not a fair reflection at all. The second half was a different story. It was definitely lived up to that cliche, a game of two halves. Half time, you can see why the manager made the changes, what he did make. He brought on Munetsi for Sarabia. Sarabia did a bit more than Guedes. Guedes was replaced by Bellegarde, who I say earlier that he was unlucky to be left out. But and it did make a difference. In the 49th minute, there was a beautiful long ball by Agbadou with a nice flick by Bellegarde and Munetsi, who loves to get forward. He was through on goal, and he was thwarted by Alisson. He's not the first one to do that, to be thwarted by Alisson, apparently one of the best goalies in the world. Again, 50 minutes, we were pushing like what we had to, because we know we're in a dogfight against relegation. Salah, well, first of all, there was Salah goal was disallowed, but Totti, he allowed him. He didn't show him to his right, because when you're playing against Salah or Saka or somebody whose right foot is only the swinger, you show him to the right. You show them to the right. That's basics. Even all levels of football. The level of football I used to play at in local leagues. If a player's heavily left-footed, show him to his right. And Totti didn't. But fortunately, VAR disallowed it quite rightly. And again, on 56th minute, there was a penalty. But we shouldn't have allowed Gravenberch to run such a distance with the ball, like we did against Nottingham Forest when we allowed Gibbs White the freedom and Molyneux. Gravenberch went through Salah, but it was a VAR disallowed against Liverpool. The VAR went against them that time. Again, in 60 minutes, after an hour, Bueno came on for Agbadou, but Agbadou was unfortunate to be given a penalty against when Diogo Jota, it was Diogo Jota that took a dive, and but thankfully VAR worked in our favour, and the penalty was overruled. But why wasn't Diogo Jota booked for that, for simulation? I'm sure again, if it was us, send him off as we sing at Molyneux. And João Gomez, he had a chance, but he shot over after being set up by Cunha on his left foot. He hit it over the bar. But yeah, Cunha goal, what can you say about that? There was a patient build-up involving Semedo and Bellegarde. Cunha did a dummy, took it on his weaker left foot and curled it around his Brazilian colleague, Alisson. Spectacular goal. Not many players have done that against Liverpool. Cunha, please keep him. Please stay up. Please stay. And build the team around him. Honestly, we're getting fed up of our best players being sold off. Please let us stay up and stay, Cunha. We dominated the second half totally. 10 shots for, none against. Saar didn't have a single save to make. He had to save a couple of crosses, catch a couple of crosses, and that was the first time apparently since 2017 that Liverpool have gone a half of playing football without a single shot, never mind a shot on target. So that's how well we played in the second half. We had a few dangerous moves. Liverpool were hanging on for dear life. We were totally dominant in that second half, so much so that the overall stats of the match meant that we had more possession than Liverpool, and not many teams do that. We're still in the bottom three. Doyle came on as well in the second half. He played quite well. He had a free kick taken from the edge of the box after Cunha was broken down and it deflected off the wall for a corner. But there's so much to take from that, because Liverpool, it's not just the result which is disappointing and we're still in the mire, but we outplayed them. And the next game is the next 2 weekends we've got Bournemouth away, first in the Premier and then in the FA Cup. But on the 25th also we got Fulham. Ipswich took a point yesterday. Leicester lost at home. So Southampton lost at home to Bournemouth as well. So it's still in our hands, and hopefully we've played a tough run of fixtures. Bournemouth banging form, 3-1 away. Southampton yesterday. It's going to be tough, but I think that the players are growing in confidence, and because Bournemouth, they got decisively beaten by Liverpool last weekend, and we give Liverpool more of a game than them. So there's every every reason for optimism. But if you're interested in watching my videos, please like and subscribe. It will help the algorithm, and you'll be given a notification from YouTube every time I upload. But it finished Liverpool 2, Wolves 1. Disappointing result, but a fantastic performance. And up the Wolves. Thank you.